is it okay for me to share in terms of the case study? Because just now Nash was sharing his case study. Will that be okay? I need to see more okay on the chat box. Then only I'll be sharing with you guys. In terms of how I actually elevate and change myself, because to be a good leader, to be on this side, very challenging. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much, guys. All right. So Adri, can you show the slide? The second slide. Yeah. Whoop. How come the slide looks like this? Oh, there's a bit of error. That's fine, but you guys can see all these beautiful women. So what I am currently doing right now, I was invited to lead this project called Lead to Inspire, which actually came up with my idea. So I am currently leading 20 ladies. Why I said 20? 20 means including me. Why I'm saying 20 including me is because I'm not just leading them, I'm learning to lead myself as well. So how is this group starting to grow? Because I just give you a bit of background, then after that I explain to you guys in terms of the principle that I've used, where how we grow from only 5 ladies and now into 20 women. So if you can see all these women, it's amazing. They all have their own, I would say their own strength, their own experience. You can see all those diversity. They come from various countries, various culture, various background, and they are all successful in their own specific niche. So some of these ladies come from here, Australia, Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, some from, I think from Brisbane, some from Japan, some from Malaysia, and also few from Egypt, Qatar, and so on. Yeah, I'm not, why I'm kind of like trying to remember, because when I started this journey, I only know these 5 ladies. So how it grows is actually some of these ladies starting to see and become very clear what is this project is all about. The moment they become very clear with it, they started to, go in a way, sharing word of mouth to others. And then more and more ladies would like to join this group. So if you look at all these ladies, amazing ladies, how we started is actually we wanted to write a book. And all these ladies, they have their own businesses. And some of these ladies, I have actually coached them. And I can see where the gap and how I would love to help them to move forward together with me. So starting with 5 ladies, what happened is 85% of these ladies has no experience writing a book, including myself. I wrote a thesis paper, I have experience writing a thesis, but not writing a book, no experience. And these ladies were like inviting me and said, Dr. Yasmin, can you lead us? And during that time, there's only 5 ladies. I was like, wow, this is quite challenging, but I follow my instinct. Sometimes you feel that something is right and you just say yes to it. Just say yes and work out how. This is another thing that I've learned from my mentor. So with these 5 ladies, including myself, we have no idea, no clue how to begin, how to come up with this book and what is the purpose and so on. So we started our journey, we only have like about 3 drafts, that's it. And if you look at all these ladies, majority of us, English is our second language. And these women have to write in English because we wanted to publish this book internationally, worldwide. So what happened is from these 5 ladies, we worked things out, starting from only 2-3 drafts. I almost give up so many times because it's just very, very difficult to encourage and to motivate all these women, because this is something which is very, very, I would say something they haven't done before, and including myself as well. So starting from there, we started to grow. We grow, we understand each other, we bring that culture, the sense of belongings and so on. So now we have, I'm very proud with myself and with all these beautiful ladies, we have 18 drafts, all completed. Now we are going into the next stage where we are going to look for the publisher to help us in terms of how to publish the book internationally and so on. So you guys might be very curious also, isn't it? How is this happening? How many of you guys curious and wanting to know how is this actually working from just 5 ladies? Actually, we have 8, but then a few people turn down because they are too scared and they feel that, nah, this is something which is very, very hard to do. So they decided to quit. How many of you guys curious and wanting to know about how this group can grow from only 5 ladies, have nothing, have no idea how to write a book, no idea how to write in English. So we really have to work hard to find some expert to help us to polish up all those English and so on. You know, and then we have to convince the publisher. So we are now in the process of convincing the publisher, because if the wordings and so on is pretty bad, so it become more expensive for us to get the editor to edit the stories and so on. So we went through a lot of hurdles and challenges throughout that journey. And you just imagine within that few months time, all these 20 ladies, we went through our challenges and hurdles as well. So one lady, she just, I just saw her post just now, she's in the hospital. I think she broke her arm and she just lost her father as well. And a few of the ladies in the group, they are the domestic violence victim as well. And I remember when we are trying to grow this business, one lady, she was like just shut off, being very quiet. But because I feel something is not right, I call her up. She's been abused physically by the husband and she has to run away from the house. And you just imagine with that situation, she has the ability to still write a story and complete that story. You know, I remember when I called her, she was like in the different house. Someone has to put the light, the camera on and so on, just to make sure that the ex-husband wouldn't come and abuse her. And imagine some of other ladies also in the process of divorce. And last week, one of the ladies, the husband died all of a sudden. And here we are, you know, 20 ladies with all these challenges and so on, and coming out with all this inspiring story, working together, supporting each other. In fact, when one of the ladies, the husband died last week, all of a sudden, and she got 4 children, we quickly get someone from Malaysia to send a flower to her, because we want to show it's not about the flower, it's not about the gift, guys. It's about that wanting to make her feel that a sense of belonging, wanting her to feel that we are here, we are supporting you, we understand your situations and so on. So when I create all this group with the support team and so on, with all these challenges and so on, so you just imagine, you know, how to make all these people move together, it will be very, very challenging as well. You know, one drop, then, you know, your project will stop, correct? But what happened in my team, when one person couldn't do it, another person jumped and support. How amazing and miracle it is, yeah? So do you want to know the principle that I have actually used to help these women, including myself, to work with one vision? So you got all your paper and pen ready? Awesome. So this is the law of leadership, which I've learned from John Maxwell, even though I haven't seen him face to face, hopefully one day. But throughout the book, oh my God, I've read every single book that he has published, and it was just amazing. Okay, so, but there are so many principles, but I just want to share with you guys how I managed to grow these women from all over the world, you know, to be together. One of the secret is, number one, is law of picture. You know, law of picture, what does it mean? Like John Maxwell said, people do when they see. Can I just get someone to type in? People do when they see. Yep. So what happened is, when we begin this project together with all these 5 ladies, we have no clue, no purpose, no direction. We just want to write the book. That's it. Complete the book. So then after that, because I come from background as a marketer, you know, marketing is my background. Of course, I can see, and also because of my experience running my business and so on, I will be able to see in terms of my future direction. Where are we heading? You know, it's not just a book anymore. So basically, law of picture is about painting a picture to make all these 20 ladies see what is going to happen in the next 1 year, in the next 2 years. Your job as a leader, guys, sometimes, how many of you guys have dreams? How many of you guys have goals that you want to achieve, but still you couldn't achieve some of the goals? Yeah, everyone has that, right? And I know some of you guys are very clear in terms of the direction where you want to go. However, when you have all this team, you are clear only by yourself, but not the team around you. How can people come and work together with you? It's just too fuzzy. The road is too blurry. You know the direction that where you want to go, but your team don't know what is actually happening. You know, let's say you are driving a car where there's too foggy. How do you feel moving towards that direction? Put yourself in the position of your team members. Scary, isn't it? They can't see. It's not clear. I can't see. It's too blurry. You know, what are you trying to do? Where are you going to bring us to? Yeah. So law of picture is where you as a leader, you must always keep on reminding, put it in a beautiful picture. Let's say, for instance, like 5 years from now, I want to bring all of you guys to Mount Everest. And then you were like, what? Mount Everest? I don't think I can do it. But you have that ability to put into the picture how much amazing it is when you reach to the peak of the mountain, going through all this strategy, you make it clear. You move out all those fog out there and everyone else can see, wow, this is the direction that we wanted to go. This is making sense to everyone. So the clear picture here means that you are the one who has to make them see. Because when I help them to create all this, to publish a book together, to finish up with the draft, I told them, listen, this is not about a book. You're not going to become a millionaire by just publishing a book. It's about something else. It's about our vision going out there. Your inspiring story might help some other women out there who are struggling, who might lose hope, who might just want to give up life. You have no idea. This is our mission, as I mentioned to them. It's a platform, a voice of hope and inspiration. Because the moment I make that clear to them, they can see from their heart, oh my God, this is the journey that I want to go. And I wanted to venture together with you. Painting a picture, what the future holds, the destination, direction to that desired place, of course. Exactly, Encik Shah. And that is the clear vision that you need to always be clear with your team members. Number 2 is the connection. I love this from John Maxwell. He said that connection is when leaders touch a heart before they ask for a hand. Can I get someone to write it down? Leaders touch a heart before they ask for a hand. How beautiful, isn't it? So how do I connect with all these women? Because as I say, I only know 5 women only. The rest, I don't know them well yet. But I'm in the process of getting to know all of them now. The connection here is I connect with them from the heart. When I come up with all this aspiration, you know, the visions, where we're going to go and so on, it all comes from the heart. You know, everybody has their own beliefs. Everybody has something that they want to fight for. So I help them to see it's no longer about me anymore. This mission, the vision that we're going to go is not about me anymore. It's about us together, having the similar vision, having the similar values that we're going to fight for. And what we're going to fight for this platform is we believe in education. We believe that every single woman on this planet must educate themselves, no matter what, until they die. Education is very crucial if they want to have a better life. You know, if they want, because it will help them to make a better decision in the near future. If things happen, for instance, like in a domestic violence case, many women don't really understand what is domestic violence. You know, like, is it abusive, only abuse physically? How about emotionally? So many women don't understand what is emotional abuse because they are not educated enough about all this information. So they got stuck with that situations and so on. How is this resonating with you guys? Living the principle? Yep. So can I get someone to write down the first principle, which is law of picture? Secondly, law of connection. Thirdly is the influence. So this is the thing, guys. Influence, as I mentioned just now, you will not become a leader if you don't have the follower. You do not want to be a leader where you have to force everyone. You do not want to become a leader where you have to micromanage everyone. How many of you guys still having that challenges? You got to micromanage people. You got to motivate people. At the end of the day, I know because one of my clients, she's doing doTERRA, which is a MLM business. You know, the business model is very different, right? So Faisal know about that. So for her, it's like she sometimes feels very exhausted because she has to really raise all these women up To one extent, sometimes she came to me and she cried because she said, this is just too exhausting. I feel that I'm doing this alone. I have to push this person up. I have to push that person up. I have to motivate this person and so on. And how many of you guys wanted to learn the skills to be able to influence? You speak, people listen. Would you like to have that skill? Yeah, how many of you guys want to have that skill? When you win the heart, you always win 50% of the battle. Correct. So that is influence. All right. So I'll go very quickly because there's a few things that I wanted to share, and also I know that we have to take a break very, very soon. Also, I know it can be very exhausting. So the law of Big Mo, Big Mo here means like momentum. Okay, so when I began my journey, like everybody was like so lost. We have no idea what we are doing, with these 5 ladies. My thinking is like, right, how can we grow? Fine, we can just simply find people here and there, but then someone has to make the ball rolling. We got to push these people, it's not easy to get people who has no experience writing. English is their second language. And thirdly, they're going through all kinds of challenges in life to sit down, focus, and complete your task. So the big momentum here is, remember, momentum as a leader, make sure that it's your best friend. Momentum here means that you got to, whatever things is happening in life, you got to keep showing up and make things work. So what I did is every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. at night, every week, I show up. I'll be in the Zoom, and I encourage those ladies to sit in, and we will discuss, we will share, we will ask questions and so on. And the starting of the journey, I remember I was so down because I was sick during that time. I still show up. Unfortunately, during that time, only one lady comes in. So to build that momentum, I show up again the next following weekend, the next following Wednesday. I keep showing up again. I show up again. I screenshot. I put those screenshot photos in the WhatsApp group. Then after that, I get more creative. I get more people outside. Can you give a talk about how to write a book, or be, have an experience of writing and inspiring stories and so on. So we become more creative. That momentum, guys, you keep showing up as a leader is very important. And starting from last few weeks, more and more ladies now is jumping in, and more. That is the reason why from only 3 drafts, we now have 18 completed draft. I'm saying completed draft here means like every ladies have to write between 3,000 to 3,500 words. Imagine English is their second language. Imagine the struggle. Imagine with their time. One of the ladies has 8 children. I cannot imagine. How come you got 8 children? This can be very, very... Whoa, 8 children, man. Okay. And she finished her write-up. We support her. We give whatever skills that she needs. We help her to the extent that, she completed with 8 small young children. Okay. So what I'm trying to say here, guys, is like you again, as a leader, there will be time it will challenge you. And if you were as a leader to just follow in terms of your feelings and emotion, I don't feel like doing it. Never mind, just don't do it this weekend, this Wednesday. We just do it next Wednesday. I told, even some of the ladies were telling me, Yasmin, we have this, we have that, can we just skip, can we do? I said, I'll be in the Zoom. Doesn't matter. If you doesn't want to come, that's fine. But I will always be there every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. And that's how they started to show up. How amazing is that? How many of you guys resonate with this? How many of you would love to work in this environment? And I know it's pretty hard, isn't it? Because you are the one who needs to determine whether you are the one who has to show up. Because again, remember when Hussein was saying about, Encik Sabri is saying just now about role model. That is a role model of you showing up. You don't have to tell people. People see and look at what you are doing, and they will follow you. And the last one is empowerment. I still remember, Jack Ma. Jack Ma used to say that if you want to have a successful business or successful organization, make sure you hire people who are smarter than you. Agree or disagree? Because I remember I read one of the book, oh my God, I can't remember the book. It's about selling. It's one guy, he's very famous. It's about selling. He says that, what did I say just now? Okay, I've got blocked because I have so much things that I wanted to say. What did I say just now? Can someone help me?
Hiring people smarter than us.
Yeah, thank you so much, Isha. So he said, like, if you are smarter than the rest, you will be in trouble. Agree? Yeah, you're the one who has to do all the thinking. You are the one who has to do all the decision making. You are the one who have to come up with all the strategies and so on. And you just imagine how exhaustive it can be, right? So empowerment is when I work together with all these ladies. I can see some of them, they have their own strength. You know, as what Dean was saying just now, you know, like I keep on telling these ladies, I believe in you. And one of these ladies, she always feel that she's not good enough. And then she was saying like, no, I don't think I can do this, you know, those kind of thing. And I invited her, appointed her to become kind of like a marketer. So, not a marketer, to represent, you know, if any changes or whatever happens, so you are going to communicate with all these ladies. And I appointed her where she is going to become like an interviewer to interview the speakers during the session as well. And she loves it so much. The first time she said, oh my God, Yasmin, the first time I feel that I'm so valuable. The first time I feel that someone actually believes in what I'm doing. So you just imagine, remember we talk about good leader and bad leader, how amazing it is that? Because the problem is, in reality, many of us, when we try to empower people, to bring all these people and wanting to make them grow, sometimes we feel threatened, correct? You feel threatened because I can see why a few of these ladies, they are amazing. One of the ladies in my group, she's a dentist and she's making millions already. And just a few weeks ago, I saw one of these ladies, she won an award. So if we have that thinking like, oh my God, this person is better than me, that person is better than me, they're going to threaten me. I'm a leader here. I have to step up always. Not necessary. You don't have to. Let them. Because if you have that perspective, it's not about me. It's all about them. It's all about us rising together. Imagine yourself 5 years down the road, how your organization will work out. Good. Love the conversation. All right. Okay. So what we're going to do is now, I just want every one of you guys to put in the chat box, you know, the key 3 learning that you have learned so far from this conversation. So just put in the chat box. What have you learned so far throughout this conversation? Share with me. So how many of you guys can see that this is valuable to you? Whatever that we are sharing today, is it valuable to you? So how many of you guys here wanting to share whatever that you've learned today and share it with your friends or colleagues or the people in your organization? How many of you guys wanting to about what you have learned today? Willing to share that? Oh, awesome, Dean. Thank you. People do when they see leaders touch the heart before they ask for a hand. Momentum is a leader's best friend. Oh, I love that, Hussein. Wonderful. Very valuable, Faisal. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, more. I need to know more about what the key learning, key takeaway, guys. What have you learned so far from the conversation today?